Hello Dragon Crafters and welcome to another video. This is Alex again from Productions and thank you for tuning in. Okay, so today was the final day for me for the Dawntrail MSQ. I finally finished it. It took me a little bit more time than I would have hoped regarding the stream, but you know, it is what it is. We actually managed to finish it, so I am quite happy. The reason I didn't upload any videos like I did for the first week or so is because I kind of run out of things to want to say without spoiling it, because I still want to keep this spoiler free. So I've decided to just let it go and finish it and then talk about it. Again, this is going to be a very minor spoilers ahead, so I'm really trying to keep them spoiler free as possible. It's really hard to do so, but let's go ahead and try this out. Okay, so the story finished. What I will say is that story-wise, because now I know some of the things that have been said online and some of the things that people have thought about the story and so forth, I don't agree with what most vocal people, this is really important, I'm not saying that everybody thinks that or is the majority rule, but usually, you know, the loudest people, which is the minority, are usually heard more often and more, you know, just heard more, really. So, I've heard a lot of complaints about the Dawntrail story. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. Like, I think that people were too harsh on it, because, I mean, anything coming after Endwalker would have a distinct disadvantage against anyone. Endwalker is loved by so many people. People claim that Endwalker is the best expansion of Final Fantasy XIV. I don't agree with that, but that's the, you know, what the major populace actually thinks, the major subscriber base thinks of Endwalker. Why? Because it's the end of an arc that lasted quite a while. I mean, it started basically in Realm Reborn, then kind of Heavensward, then Stormblood, then Shadowbringers, and finally Endwalker. We're talking about basically 5 different games that ended up an arc, because that's what it is. And you have to understand, having so much time to set up a story, sure, when the Realm Reborn launched, they didn't know where they were headed, so when they got the green light to make Heavensward, then they started fleshing out and making sense of things, but they still had a Realm Reborn to work with, they had Heavensward, they had Stormblood, they had all these expansions to work with the arc to make it as good as possible. In Dawntrail, we'll go to a completely different direction, right? So it doesn't make sense that people bash it so much. So the ending obviously was not going to be Endwalker, you know, stakes and so forth. They did try to make it, like they did try to somehow make a larger danger than Endwalker. So if in Endwalker our star was the issue, like our star was in danger, now they try to make it, okay, now if things succeed, it will be a problem for many reflections, for many sorts. That's how they tried to power play it, and it didn't work. Like, I didn't feel any fear, didn't feel any threat whatsoever throughout the last thing. Like, after doing the second trial, that's all I'm gonna say, I didn't feel very like, okay, we'll just go ahead and deal with this problem and be done with it. Like, they even purposefully, really believe it, purposely they tried to, you know, bring as few signs as possible in the last area of the game for that reason alone. Like, I absolutely guarantee they did that. So in the last area, in the last zone, we have only Graha Tia with us, which is fantastic. I love Graha. We have, of course, a Warrior of Light, we have Kral, and we have Wuk Lamat, and we have Erenville. Now, the reason this team has been chosen, with the exception of Graha, and of you, of course, because you are the player, the protagonist, is so they can finish up all the stories. There's no other tactical advantage to anything, it's just story-based, just narrative, to fix out things, to complete them, and get on with it. And the smaller stories, like the story of Trial, the story of Erenville, they were amazing. We started with Ramat and how it finished, it was like, okay, whatever, but it made sense in a way. It kinda made sense. we saw the reason the main antagonist was doing so things, and I could understand their viewpoint. I'm not saying agree with it, but I understand it. Like, if I was in their shoes, I would probably do something similar, not to this extent. Like, if I had the option to do those things, I might have done them. If the things, you know, were a bit different or whatever. Like, if I had that power, I might have used it. That's all I'm gonna say. I loved how they tried to, you know, resolve things. I really hated the ending. The ending was very anticlimactic. I really hated it. I really hated the fact that they, like, time-wise, it actually was perfect, because, like, okay, not so many unnecessary things and dialogue and cutscenes. They cut that down, so the ending was like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, end of story. I was like, okay. And the ending itself, it feels incomplete as of now. Like, the only thing that got resolved was the issue that brought up during this Rite of Succession. That's the only thing that got resolved. Like, something happened after this, someone left, someone came back, and things went nasty after this. So they brought the problem, and, you know, we just fixed it. It feels the story has to be incomplete. I expected a lot more things. I expected a completely different story perspective, and I'm gonna make a full video about this, talking about the entire story of Dawntrail very soon. Well, question mark, I don't know when. I will try and fix it as soon as possible though. Hopefully this month. Like, I don't want to lose the hype. But overall, it was just okay. It was just okay expansion. Now, I've only done MSQ. I haven't done anything else. From my experience so far, what I have loved is probably things that have nothing to do with the story itself. Like dungeons, trials, I love them. Like the gameplay, the fight mechanics, everything, that's fantastic. I can't wait to unlock and start playing the new classes like Pictomancer and Viper, and of course level up my entire roster, which is something I am really looking forward to. I always love it. Like, I hate it, like at some point I fucking hate it, because like, oh my god, I have to level again, I have to do another main scenario, roulette, you know, that kind of stuff, but I still love it. I still live for this stuff. And there's so many things I have yet to explore. I have to do the ether currents, I have to do the fates, I have to do treasure maps, I have to do the gathering and crafting, I have to do so many things, and I cannot wait for them. I really can. Story-wise, it was okay. Like, I would give it a fair 7. Like, that's my score of Dawntrail, because I understand what they were trying to do. Like I've said in so many of my videos so far, in Dawntrail they are setting up things. And because I did watch some interviews, I did watch, you know, some posts about stuff, especially from UCP, they did say, especially UCP, said that they set up Dawntrail so it can go down different routes. So they will branch out now. So like, they will pick up, okay, what people did like, what they didn't like, and they will go from there. This is what they will do. They're hoping for some direction. I don't think it's the direction they wanted, like how people viewed them, but they're gonna go as it is. The only thing I'm gonna mention, because I saw it today and I really hated that fact, is regarding voice acting, because most of the voice acting in Dawntrail is actually fantastic. I have no problems with it. I never liked Wooklamac's voice actor. I just never. I have no problem with the voice actors himself. I don't really care about it. It's like, okay, just whatever. That's all I think about. People are bashing Wooklamac's voice actor because they are transgender. They're trans. So I don't even know what, like, if they are a man to be a woman. I don't know. No, I haven't checked that out because I didn't really care enough. Like, okay, sure, whatever. Because to me, I don't care if someone gender is something. Like, they play the role in a voice acting as a voice actor in a game that I love. That's what I'm gonna judge them for. Like, I'm not trying to be trans pro here or whatever. I really don't care. I'm not gonna treat you differently. I'm gonna try and respect that you're a different gender, yes. But I am not going to abide it. And also, I am not going to excuse you just because you're transgender because you did not do a good job. Because I don't think Wooklamac's voice was that good. At least in the voice. I've heard the Japanese voice actors and it's fantastic. She's absolutely fantastic. I loved it. The English one was a bit meh. Like, we had this moment, like some moments like, okay, this is really good, I really like the emotion and stuff. Or some form of endearment, like Papa, like I really liked that. When she said Papa, I really liked it, it melted it. Once she was talking to a certain child, I also loved it. Like the way she was talking, because it made sense, like it's natural. But in most cases, I just hated it. I really hated the voice acting. And it's also something to do with the character herself. I don't think that voice and that, character fit, in a sense. But anyway, the only reason I brought it up, because I've heard it today and I kind of hated it, I kind of wanted to bring it up. I will be posting something like this in the video. I will be making, like, when I make the big video about Dawntrail, I will be also talking to further detail about this, but I just wanted to, throw it out there and just give my hands up. Like, I don't hate Wookalamat's voice actors because they're trans. I couldn't give two shits about it, if I'm being honest. I didn't even know it until today. I didn't even know it. And if you see my streams, or if you watch my videos, like I've said time and time again, I'm not so hot on Wookalamat voice actors. I did not know they were transgender, and I didn't care. Well, I don't care, I should say. Other than that, now that the Dawntrail MSQ finished, I can now finally go back to the internet, see what people were thinking, because I really want to make some content on YouTube regarding so many things Dawntrail. I want to see what the reaction of people are regarding some things. Like, I know that Dawntrail didn't do so well in reception, but I believe it's because of the fact that people were expecting something different, and it's really unfair. And any expansion that came after Endwalker would have this disadvantage, like I said before. Anyway, MSQ finished, finally, and now we'll start working on other things. Keep watching us on stream. Like, if you catch us on stream, say hi. We don't bite much, just a little bit. And we're gonna do a lot many things now, like job leveling or dungeons and stuff. Like, it's so good, especially the Dawntrail dungeons and bosses. Like, they're so good. I cannot wait to start running extremes, and which I will be doing probably next week. Anyway, I would like to thank all of you for watching. It was an amazing journey, no matter what. I loved the journey. I loved the and the destination as well to some extent. I really liked it. Now I can't wait to see what comes next. See you all on the next one. Have a good one. Love you. Bye.